when I was a kid, one of the first courses I took. And I took Koine Greek, which is the Greek that the New Testament is written in. When it says Jesus was a carpenter, that word really means tradesman and laborer and hard worker. And it also includes livestock. So Jesus doesn't go around talking about himself as a carpenter.
Yeah.
He has a few parables about that. He mainly talks about himself as a shepherd. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So the God of the whole universe decides to send, his son to be the savior of the world, right? And what is he? He's a herdsman.
Well,
So there is no question in my mind, by the way, that Jesus had to have had a lot of experience with being around agriculture.
Yeah.
Of course, in those days, agriculture was like we look at Silicon Valley now. The richest people and the most influential people were the people that had the big farms, the big grazing outfits. Your wealth was based on how many cattle and sheep that you had, and also your vineyards, where they made the wine, and in places where they stored the grain. I mean,
right.
only places where these people could survive. So Jesus is involved in that culture, not in the culture of being a rabbi, not in the culture of being a king, a political king, not in the culture of being an intellectual. Now, he's not a teacher at a university had already been established for 1,000 years by the Greeks by the time Jesus showed up. Why wasn't he a teacher at a great university, who had all this knowledge? Because that was not the way to get the world's attention.
Right.
Interesting. I mean, I don't. You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
No, so.
Yeah.
You know,
80% of Jesus' parables are about agriculture. Just add them up sometime. Just read only the parables, and you'll see that they're about working in a vineyard, working on gleaning wheat, planting seeds, taking care of animals. That's what the parables are about. And the reason why that is, in my opinion, is because the laws of the planet that God created never change. They are immutable. And God's laws for us on this earth are immutable laws. And the best way to have a parable that draws a parallel to how immutable those laws are is to talk about agriculture. What happens when you plant a seed? Well, if you just throw it in there and you have a good year, it may grow without you doing anything, right? But if you nurture it and you help it along, chances are it's going to come back year after year after year. Pretty good way to live your life,
Oh yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
That's good stuff.